You know, a lot of people are really mad about the Code Vein DLC and how it's been done, with how lackluster it is, how it's not really an incredibly new content to the game, just simple maps of the depths and all that stuff, and how the rewards don't even seem to be so rewarding, actually, or worth it, I should say. And I gotta agree with them. I gotta say that they are totally right to not be happy with this. But I would say that personally, I don't mind the way it is. I don't mind the way the DLCs have been made. Yes, I wish it was better. I wish it was actually a decent DLC. Actually, I was really okay with the Hellfire Knight DLC, I would say. But with this new DLC that they've added, man, I'm not okay. I don't like this at all. I'm sorry. You know, Hellfire Knight, people said stuff about it, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. This one, man, it's bad. It's really bad. Anyways, let's talk about the Frozen Empress DLC for Code Vein. So we got a new area of the depth, new rewards, a new horror hunting trial to do, with new rewards and stuff. Man, where to even start? Let's start talking about the area first. Well, the area that they gave us to explore for the map of the depth, I would say pretty forgettable at best. And that's a compliment, actually. At least, let's say it's not going to be on the list of the areas that I hate in the game. So I think that's a good thing, maybe. But that's just it. That's pretty much everything that I can say about the area. It's so bland and boring that there's nothing else really to say about it, right? But let's move on to the more important stuff, the rewards and the boss that we have to fight, which is the Frozen Empress. So the rewards, man, you know, for the Hellfire Knight, I was kind of disappointed because they were just giving recolors from older weapons, specifically the Sunset weapon set that exists in the game. And also they were also giving recolors for blood veils that also exist without even giving them a flaming texture to them. Like, that was really lame in my opinion, and I thought they could have done a better job at it. But you know what, I was kind of okay with it because the Hellfire Knight was a really fun boss to fight. Now in this DLC we get recolors from a couple new blood veils as well, but also recolors for or reskin, I would say, for the Argent Wolf Soldier's weapon set. Now my issue with this type of reward with the Argent Wolf Soldier set is that it is completely a waste of space and resources for them, because the Argent Wolf Soldier set is already really good. Everything about the Argent Wolf, not the Argent Wolf Soldier weapon, I think they are pretty damn good. Like, if you look at the Argent Wolf, I don't know what it's called exactly, but the Great Sword, it's pretty damn good. It's a pretty damn good weapon. I don't think it needed this reskin or recolor or rework, I would say, or clone, you know, secondary version, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it was needed. I think other weapons could have used a redesign or whatever you want to call it, like a new version. For example, you have the Lost weapon set, like the Lost Bardiche, Lost Bayonet, Lost Broadsword, things like that, that needed a bit of love because they're pretty bad. They look kind of cool in the game, but they're pretty bad in terms of stats. They're pretty bad in terms of moveset as well. So at least if they could have done that to give them a little boost, because it's kind of a new way for them to reuse or to update those weapons, I would say. For example, the Sunset weapons, the Sunset Greatsword, pretty bad weapon in general. However, when you get it from the Hellfire Knight, it's way better actually. But it has some kind of weird stat because it's really you can only use it with dexterity apparently, which is kind of weird but interesting at the same time. So it's kind of an update to the Sunset Greatsword, which has pretty much no utility at all in the game because it's a really bad weapon. But when it comes from the Hellfire Knight, pretty damn good. So you know what I'm saying? When you compare it to the Argent Wolf Soldier set, the Argent Wolf Soldiers already have really awesome weapon. There was no need for that. so other weapons needed that. And you even have some unique weapons like Impulse Anchor, like the Impaler as well, which is my favorite weapon in the whole game because it's a pretty damn good weapon in terms of moveset, but not necessarily in terms of stat. So that type of weapon needed an update like this, not the Argent Wolf set, and that's where I have a problem with the rewards that they're giving in this DLC. Now let's move on to the boss itself. The Frozen Empress. This boss is very easily it's probably the second worst boss in the game, and I would even say worse than the Virgin Born. So it's not a matter of difficulty before a smartass comes in here and tells me that I'm saying that it's hard and blah blah blah. It's actually a pretty easy boss, but man, it's not fun to do. There's a difference between something that is fun to do or something that is doable. Something that seems, I would say, impossible and can be actually fun. For example, for me, it was fighting Cause in Bloodborne DLC. Fighting Cause was really tough. It took me like 6 hours to beat that boss. But damn, I had fun every time. I had fun. I was kind of pissed sometimes, and I had to take a break, come back to the game, play again. But I always had the energy to come back. For the Frozen Empress, however, it's a completely different deal. I am exhausted to the point where I'm starting to hate Code Vein. I'm starting to feel like I should stay away from this game because it is not good. And I don't think it's because I necessarily hate Code Vein. I just feel like it's starting to be an accumulation of little stuff that are annoying me with this game every time I come back to it. I don't understand. It feels almost as if the DLC was rushed, because when it comes, let's talk about the boss fight right now. So the boss fight, the Frozen Empress. When I first saw the Frozen Empress, the cinematic for its introduction actually was kind of pretty lame. It wasn't as spectacular as the Hellfire, which was showing off some of its cool abilities and stuff. But this one was just super lame, honestly. Like, what the hell was that? And on top of that, when you fight the Frozen Empress, you will notice very quickly that the Frozen Empress doesn't make any sort of sounds. It's a really big enemy that moves around a lot and really slams the ground, but you never hear anything. Like I said, it's as if the boss is not even, it's as if it's unfinished or something. So it's kind of weird. Plus, at some point when I was fighting that boss, she started bugging. She didn't move at all for about 10 seconds. She was just frozen there. It wasn't as if she was knocked down, and maybe it didn't register the knockdown animation, because the knockdowns, they last for like 5 seconds and that's it. No, in this case, she was literally standing up, not moving for about 10 seconds, and it was really awkward. So the most annoying thing about the Frozen Empress, the most annoying thing about it is that this boss is super easy. It's actually probably one of the easiest boss in the game. But to make sure there was some sort of challenge, and this is something that Code Vein does a lot, to make sure there was some kind of challenge, they gave that boss a bunch of moves that don't make sense at all. A bunch of moves that make no sense. For example, the first move that doesn't make sense to me is how the boss can just jump back. So the jump back move is really odd. I don't understand why it's a damaging move. I don't understand why it's a move instead of a mobility stuff. It's a move that damages. How? The problem is I think it's the animation. The animation is just not good, especially because I know how they structured the boss. The boss is like, it's made from the same skeleton as the Marduk from God Eater. It's the same origami that they transported in Code Vein. However, the Marduk also has a move that causes an explosion with its front legs, and that causes it to jump back, and that's actually what I'm looking for. That's the thing that I was looking for when I saw that weird animation, that weird move from the Frozen Empress. So that's one move that I hate. The second move is when it slams its arm like around twice, and it creates this weird gas or freaking weird blue effect that apparently damages you for a freaking ton. Like, Why? What even is that weird gas? Like, what is it? What is that? It's just bullshit. That's what I call it. It's bullshit. It's nothing that makes sense. I gotta say, and I gotta admit, I gotta be fair, right? I love the concept behind the Frozen Empress because it's made like a MMO boss, and this is something that I wanted for Code Vein to do back in the days. It's made kind of like an MMO boss. I like it a lot. I like that concept. It has a lot of little AOE's and little telegraphs here and there, and it's kind of cool. But we don't have any sort of interesting mechanic to that boss. There's nothing interesting about it. It's just doing the same things over and over and over and over and over again, and it's boring. It's so boring. It's like, what the hell is that? And it's kind of a mix between an MMO boss and kind of a bullet hell type of boss fight. You know, bullet hell is like something like Fury, or something like Nier Automata as well, where there's a lot of things on the screen that can damage you and you have to move around or do things to pop the projectiles and stuff like that. But in this case, there's nothing to pop the projectiles. There's nothing to even like, they say, deflect projectiles either. So that's kind of weird. That's like, okay, we just have to deal with this bunch of AOE's and projectiles and a bunch of things attacking us from left and right. It's like, wow, all right. And like I said, it's not even hard. It's not hard. It's just annoying, and the fight is just boring overall. It's just unsatisfying, and I'm not okay with that. So there's literally nothing good about this DLC. The rewards are trash, the area is trash, the boss is trash, the music is trash because it's a reused music from the successor of the Claw. What the hell? At least the Hellfire Knights had its own music, I think. Yeah, it was actually an original, a new song. So, not even the second phase. What the hell was that? I don't like this. And I'm sorry, like I said, this DLC made me start to feel some ways about Code Vein. And I mean, I already had my gripes with the game, right? And I'm okay with that. Like, it's okay if the game allows enemies to one-shot me, man. I'm over it. It's okay, man. I'll just take it. But man, what was that? So disappointing, man. It's so disappointing. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Obviously, I'm not here to just bitch about the game. I like Code Vein a lot, but this was not it, man. That's not a good fight. I'm not enjoying it. If you guys are enjoying it, I mean, hey, power to you, man. If you are enjoying it and you have fun, that's good. But I'm not with you here. I'm gone. I'm out. See ya.